you've got a story you're really excited about. You're so excited about it that you want to tell your friends. They're creative, they have ideas. You want to break it to them. Tell them every detail and beat before you've even sat down and written the thing or halfway through. But you've run into a problem here. The more energy you expel explaining your story to people, the less it's inside of you. And what's inside of you, you want to get onto the page. So by telling friends, getting their opinions, getting their thoughts, seeing their reactions to ideas, it all feels really groovy in the moment, a lot of fun, except when they have notes, which I'll get into. But you're doing yourself a disservice, and you actually might be putting yourself in a position where you never even finish that project because of it. So I want you to really think about how much you tell your friends and colleagues about your project in progress before it's done. You can really shoot yourself in the foot here. I've done it in the past, where by the time I got to the scene that I've described to people, I feel like I've done it already. And the problem with that is you're not bringing the fire to the page, and you got to bring the fire to the page. Creating a time-worn story, that will come. But creating a time-worn story by telling everybody about it, as much as it feels good to perform it and to get those reactions from people, once again, you're taking away the energy that should be on the page and you're putting it out into the world. I've met a lot of filmmakers who love telling me about their story and where it's going to go, and maybe it could go that way and that way. I give them the smiles and the thumbs up to go do it and all that. But I'm talking legendary filmmakers. One in particular, a legendary filmmaker, and I mean, he still hasn't made that movie. It's been 3-4 years. I'm like, dude, where's the movie? But he was excited to tell me about what was going to happen in the end and all this. And I'm like, yeah, buddy. But there's no movie to show. Now, maybe if he kept it mum, he still wouldn't have gotten it on the page. Or there's some people that just need that process to break a story. Paul Schrader, for example, he's all about blabbing every detail of the story, getting thoughts from other people, changing things because of it, workshopping until he gets the script. Now, I can't imagine he does that with all his scripts because he's quite prolific. But that's what he says he does. I believe him. Listen, I'm not complaining. Paul Schrader's an absolute genius. His work is magnificent. He's got an incredible oeuvre. And if he does it that way, maybe it'll work for you too. Maybe you've got the passion and the drive to tell a story to your friends and still sit down and write it out. But for many of you, you're going to be like me. And you are not going to be able to pull through with a project, or at least not do it with the same tenacity when you've kind of spilled the beans already. Now, it's okay when you're first starting out with a project to drop a little nugget here or there, some breadcrumbs, because sometimes your colleagues can say things that are instrumental to pushing the story in the direction it needs to go. That happens. That has happened to me. So that is a little bit of a contradiction to this. But be very sparing. Give out tiny details. Don't be so excited. oh my God, I've got this terrific story and this happens and this happens and this happens. Because you're also missing out on the opportunity that when you hand those colleagues the script, they already know what happens. So your feedback is going to be lesser. It's going to be, this is a great execution on the story you already told me, or this execution on the story you already told me isn't as exciting as it was when you told it to me. That could happen. I think that's it for today. Just be very, very trepidatious when it comes to spilling the beans. For me, and for many of you, it's better to submit a finished project than it is to get everybody excited about a project you're going to do. Anytime I say I'm going to do something, it immediately takes the wind out of my sails, because I'm not the type of person who has to prove that I'm doing something, right? If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm probably not going to do it because I'll have felt like I already did it by saying I was going to do it. Does that sound familiar, or does that sound crazy? The answer will determine what type of person you are. I'll keep this short and sweet. Thank you for watching. Video, playlist, video, subscribe, like, bye.